Please show me Leo's predictions for this week. Well, that's an omen. Bunch of cards just flipped out under the desk. Things might feel like they're slipping out of your control. Yep, that's the vibe I'm getting. If things feel like they're getting out of control, Leo, it's for a reason. Don't force it. Okay, don't force it. You can pick up the pieces and rebuild your life. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes things fall apart. So something better can fill its place. All right. Spirit, please guide and direct me in these tarot cards for Leo. Show me love and money. Love and money for the zodiac sign of Leo. Predictions this week. Knight of Swords. Four of Cups. Hey, Ellen. King of Cups. Leo, love. Four of Swords. Wow, 44 is the number for Leo today. I feel like I'm Sesame Street. The number of the day is 44 for Leo. All right, let's see money. Show me money for Leo. Five of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. Five of Pentacles. Well, I just seen doubles today. 4, 4, 5, 5. Desire in the reverse. Okay. So bottom of the deck is the marriage card. The 2 rings. Something is going to come up about wedding rings this week. Okay. Wedding rings are going to come up. Maybe someone's taking them off. Maybe someone's putting them on. But it has to do with that. And it has to do with being in a partnership, being in a marriage. You know, you make a vow, you make a commitment. A lot of it's legal, you know. If you're not literally married, you know, marriage could be on the table or off the table. But under that, we have a ticking time bomb and unconditional love with judgment in the reverse. And I think of that and I think about how lovingly a mother loves her child. She'll do anything for her child. She's there 100% of the time for that child. She caters to that child's every need, you know? So I feel like for Leo, there is something here about nurture and care. And the fact that it's a ticking time bomb underneath marriage, I feel like this marriage is falling apart. And if it's not to do with a literal marriage or a romantic relationship, because we could be talking about money, finances, or co-workership, there could be a relationship that's with work or a promise or a union or a contract, and it's not working out. Someone's not giving to it what they need to give to it. So commitment's going to be brought up. It's going to be brought up with money, business. It's going to be brought up with relationships. And really the overall energy for Leo today is, how committed are you to this? So in love, we have the Knight of Swords. And he's not a very affectionate, loving knight. You know, he's the get it done, say it now, say it loud kind of knight. He's not afraid to say a single thing. He's forward, very forward about what he thinks and how he feels, and he'll say it. And then we have the Four of Cups, which is hopeless, romantic. It's also rejected, unrequited love, unappreciated, you know. And then we have the King of Cups, which is the master of love, right? The ultimate, and the person you're in love with. A love relationship, a love connection. And under that is the Four of Swords. In love. So it's like we're not talking. You know, we're not very open. There's definitely some... there's been some hurtful words said, and there will be hurtful words said this week. Okay? It's going to happen. Someone, it could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is going to speak up and say something effed up that hurts someone's feelings, and they still love them, but they're going to go in their shell. And they're going to be like, you hurt me, I'm going to go in my shell, and I'm going to, I'm just going to hide out. I'm going to pull away from you emotionally, and I'm going to pull away from you verbally, like in communication. I still love you, but we're taking a little break, because if I'm not careful, this relationship is going to blow up. And I really love this person, and I don't want it to blow up. But someone is avoiding the past. They don't want to bring up the truth. And when judgment is in reverse, that's a real problem. They did something, Six of Pentacles, and you have to deal with what's been done. I feel like when judgment's in reverse, there's a lack of responsibility. Who's not going to take that responsibility? The truth is, Leo, you're bored in this relationship, Four of Cups. You are bored or simply unsatisfied. You feel like you're going through the motions. You love them, but you're missing out on a more fulfilling relationship. Like, this is not the relationship of your dreams. When you get the King of Cups, it always says, hey, you need to be more heart-led. Open up your feelings. Let your intuition be your guide. Be patient with yourself or others. Learn to weigh pros and cons. Don't rush into anything. If this king represents someone in your life, they're usually a patient and kind person. They're easy to talk to and get advice from without judgment. So there could be someone in your life, Leo, that you could talk to. Maybe there's somebody else. Could there be two people in your life? There could be. But I have the marriage card, so I don't know. But there could be an air sign and a water sign. There could be a younger or more immature, if you will, mentally, Knight of Swords, and a loving and warm King of Cups. But, more than anything, it's about, I need to be protective of my love. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm surrounded by 4-4. Stability, security, that's marriage. We have a ticking time bomb. That's a problem. Honestly, we are burying. We're burying the truth. We're burying problems. That's what I feel. When you get judgment in reverse, it's refusing to let go of something from the past that's keeping you stuck in the status quo. You may want everything to remain just as it is, but change is inevitable. You may be forced to move on, even if you feel you're not ready. But you know that it's for your own good. So this could be information coming in, Knight of Swords. Okay? There's a lot of love in this relationship, but we cannot refuse to acknowledge the elephant in the room. We cannot hide from our past. Deeds have been done. Actions have been taken. Reciprocity, we get what we give. This is a repercussion. World card in reverse, more and more I feel they're having a hard time letting go. And there you are, Leo, Strength card in the reverse. Not strong enough, not courageous enough, not powerful enough to let go. And this is a ticking time bomb. How long, Leo, are you going to bury the fact that this probably isn't the right relationship for you? I have to put it out there. What is some advice for Leo? Love is not enough. Love doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't create honesty. Love is an aspect of the relationship, but it's not all of it. Respect, loyalty, honesty, effort. good faith actions. You can't build a great marriage when all of those things are not there. So you need to think long and hard about how unhappy this relationship really is and stop trying to pretend like it's all okay. The advice for you, your gut knows what's up. Trust that BITCH. Your gut. Your intuition, that's the King of Cups. Your intuition knows something's off. But instead of acknowledging that, you're just like, well, we had an okay week. You're burying it. Your gut wants to talk to you, Leo. And it always has your back. All you got to do is listen up and not be a punk about whatever it's going to say. If you're fuzzy on the right thing to do, your gut usually knows what the wrong thing to do is. Maybe the right thing to do is something that you don't want to do. All right, so the right thing to do is blow this up, but the marriage, it's like, but we're married. We have rings. We have tattoos. We have a shared business. We have a shared home. Can't just do that. It's not working out. You're very unhappy. This relationship, like this knight, is wanting to burst the bubble on status quo. What is predicted this week for Leo? This soul bond is sacred. There could be some Buddhism tied to this as well. But you feel very bonded to this person this week. And you're like, I can't let go. The bond is too close. It's too real. I don't want to let go. What is the truth about your bond? Spirit, what is the truth for Leo about their bond with this person that they're just not happy with? Nobody understands the darkness inside of me, my inner demons. So you kind of like this person gets you on a deeper level. Like nobody gets you but them. And that makes them special. So that's why you're like trauma bonded is what this is. I'm trauma bonded to this person. Ship. So the outcome for this week is cutting ties, moving on, receiving what you need, and progression and arriving. All right. So yeah, this week it's like we've got to cut ties. We've got to stop doing this. Trauma bond. Your gut knows that that's what this is, but you're just staying connected for the sake of this, when really it's about to get blown up. You know, you can always love someone, but you don't have to be with them. You know, they could be your friend. They could always be your friend. They could be in the background somewhere in your life. They don't have to disappear, but they don't have to be the person you are in bed with every night, you know? So, I don't know, trust your intuition. I think this ship has sailed. I think it's time to move on. Stop trying to avoid that it's over. Stop burying it. Address the elephant in the room. The only thing that's sacred here is your trauma bond. All right. So let's go on over here to money and see what's going on for money for Leo. And we have a lot of problems. We're going to start out with conflict. 5 of Swords this week. Then finally the Wheel of Change. The Wheel of Fortune. So something good rolls in. There's finally a shift, right? And we're still in the pit. 5 of Pentacles. Pits of despair. Dark night of the soul. And desire is in the reverse. So I think it's safe to say in finances, there's problems. There's solutions. There's answers. But it takes a while to get there. So I feel like it's just going to take a while for things to change. You're not going to get what you want this week. You're not going to feel fully satisfied this week, Leo, with money. You're not going to feel satisfied. You're not going to feel like what you're doing is bringing in enough money. You're not going to feel like what you do is your calling. But change is coming. I hear that train a-comin'. It's right around the bend. You know, I'm hearing Johnny Cash. So that train's a-comin'. You're going to suffer for a little bit, but you got to get out of your own way. Like, I feel like this desire card is like, you're too focused on other things. Like, you're in your own way. You give yourself a lot of excuses. You want change, but what are you doing to create change? 5-5 is challenging and hard, but it always creates change. You double them together, you get the 10. You get a new beginning. Rise to the challenge. All right, so we're going to get some advice on your financial situation. Spirit guide Leo for the finances. Ancient proverb. If you meet more than 2 a-holes a day, you're it. And what this really means is if you're surrounded by a-holes, good chance is you're probably an a-hole. If you don't like the tribe, change your vibe. Kind of feel like that's where I need to go, Leo. Stop complaining about how crappy your coworkers are, how terrible your boss is. You're there. That's your tribe. You have magnetized that energy to yourself. If you don't like it, I think you need to change your vibe. Like, maybe they'll change. Maybe they won't, but maybe you will leave. I don't know, but it's a challenge. And I think you're so busy pointing fingers at like everyone who's a problem, but really you're the problem a lot of the time. And let's get advice for this week. So what is the advice for Leo this week? Peaks of joy in the reverse. Number 33. Look at that. 4, 4, 5, 5, 33. You're absolutely seeing signs. The universe is trying to talk to you, Leo. Excuse me. Leo, do you rely too heavily on your own material achievements when you assess how happy you are? The car you drive, the furniture you have, the bed you have, the house you come home to? The watch you wear, the clothes you wear? Well, perhaps you say, I'll be happy when I meet the right lover, or I make this particular amount of money, or I reach my ideal weight, and so on. Leo, why wait to arrive at the perfect destination before allowing yourself to experience sheer delight? Take a moment, Leo. You're not happy. 5 of Swords. Knight of Swords. Where are you happy? Where are you happy in this reading? You know, there's a lot of negativity. And life just feels like a-holes. It feels like negativity, drama, problems. 5 of Pentacles. I'm in the pits of despair. I'm in the dark night of the soul. When am I going to come out of this? When am I going to catch a break? And a lot of this, Leo, is because you keep saying, when I have this amount of money, I'll be happy. When me and my partner are this way, we'll be happy. When. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. It's never going to happen. And you're going to keep telling yourself it's never going to happen. And it's never going to happen because you keep saying it's not happening and it's never going to happen. Stop. It says stop and start to experience delight in every day. This is a day for joy. Period. I don't care how broke you are. This is a day for joy. Look at the glass half full. Yes, it's corny, but look at the positives. Do you look super hot today? Probably. You're a Leo. Does your car look sexy today? Yep, my car is nice and clean. Do you have a full tank of gas? Ooh, that's something to be happy about. Did you just make a bomb meal and watch a really cool movie? That's joy. You know, did you have a great conversation with someone you care about today? Did you guys make love? Did you kiss? Did you hold hands? Like, that's joy. Forget all the other bad stuff of the day. Take a walk, listen to the songbirds, scratch a kitty's head, play with a dog, look at a baby, get in touch with your kids, your inner child, and be in awe with life, which leads to the true sense of bliss. Be alive, be grateful, and know that happiness is an inside job. It's not an exterior achievement. So, there you go, Leo. That is your reading for the week. Please keep in mind, I have a new thing that I've taken on under my wing. It's called the Phoenix House. And it is a sober living house, but it's also a home for the homeless, a home for the needy, people that are sponsored and helped to get a room and a bed and warm food to eat for the week. We need your support. We need donations. Please, I'm willing to exchange free readings in exchange for your donations. Go to my YouTube page, check out my posts. It's there. I listed it. It's a little man feeding a squirrel. Remember, the one that gives gathers. Okay. And then is the link to that Cash App. And it says the Phoenix House. And you can just donate through there. Every $15 is 2 cards. Okay, I'll answer your questions. $30 is a little mini reading. Okay, a little bit bigger than a $20 donation, but a little bigger reading for the 30. A $20 donation goes to True Sea Moss, and it's to help them with their health, their vitality, their gut, cleansing mucus from their lungs, getting over smoking, cancer, illness. A lot of these people have really struggled health-wise from what they've been through. So True Sea Moss is a great supplement to give them vitamins and minerals and feel better, think better, live better. Please donate that today. Also, if you want to message me below, you're like, I don't have money, but I have some pillows, I have some blankets, I have some toothbrushes and toothpaste, or I'd like to donate a gift card to the ARC or the Goodwill. You know, we're fine with secondhand items, but all your money is super, you know, I love donations. I love words of wisdom, but people really appreciate the kind of donations that fold. It comes in handy. I really like to provide room and board for these people, food, electricity, equipment, support. We also do classes, so meditation classes, astrology, tarot, things to help guide them spiritually, intellectually, psychologically, healing massage, things of that nature. I like to take them on trips to like a healing metaphysical fair or something like that, like just to get them to experience things, maybe hot springs or a walk in nature. We'd like to purchase a bus to help take these people around. But bikes are great, you know, to buy and provide them so they can get to and from work. A lot of these people are coming in with nothing, just the clothes on their back. That's it. And they need a place to stay, food to eat, and a life to get started with. So your donations are super helpful. I hope you can come into the fold and get a reading. Okay, if you give a bigger reading, like a much bigger donation, it's $150 a week for each of these people to have room and board. I'll hook you up. You hook me up, I hook you up. I will do an astrological projection, a compatibility chart. I will do magic with you. I'll do a spell or a ritual for something maybe you want done. Let's exchange. Let's barter. Okay, so I'm so happy to receive donations. Remember, you're going to get something in return. It's not just a donation that disappears poof into the oblivion, but it is going to a good cause. They do have a Facebook. So if you want to double check that I'm telling the truth, if you doubt me, it's on Facebook. It's the Phoenix House. Okay, so please consider that. Go on my YouTube, go to check my posts. The link and the QR code and everything is there on my post. Please feel free to donate and receive your goods in return. I super appreciate you. Thank you for watching. And Leo, I'm going to see you next week. Bye. Thanks, guys, for coming in.